to my first ever stream. Trying to figure out what I was going to play today, so I figured I'd start with Bloodborne. Probably one of the most interesting games to start with. Soulsborne was definitely one of my favorite game series, and Bloodborne is right up there at the top with them. So I figured, like I said, just start with this and see how it goes. So we're going to go into a new game. And
oh, yeah.
Cutscenes.
Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
God, that guy is so creepy. He just basically, like... He is the result of, like, just a culmination of stupid shit. So we're just gonna create our character right quick. It's gonna be pretty simple for something like this. And let's see, we got different stats here. Milquetoast is your standard class. You have one based off of good essence and vigor. Troubled childhood, basically you have a lot of defenses. Got a lot of strength. All these serve different purposes. And, well, we're not gonna go freaking completely worthless. That would be really, really asking for trouble. So we're gonna go for a decent start. So, what I usually like to do, I like to take a ranking that usually was pretty decent, and for this one I would say that going in with strength and skill gives us some good melee damage, and it's good to work with. So I'm just gonna go right quick into this. Not gonna take too long with it, I hope. Let's see. So just stick with the standard thing. You know what? This is pretty fine. We're just gonna stick with this. We're just gonna finish it. This game is very dense with lore and a lot of different things, and it's very easy to play through these games and not have any attention paid to it. So, when it comes to a game like this, it's best to pay attention to every detail. And playing through it is really, really, really something. But anyways, we're gonna go from here. We're just gonna listen to another cutscene and go right into it.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Ugh. Every time I see that beginning part, creeps me out. Doesn't look like much has changed, has it? Well, guess what? You'd be wrong. Hi. You're cuddly. No, okay. I said you were cuddly, but I didn't want you to come up and give me a hug. Okay, getting into my bubble now. Oh, hi. Jesus. Okay. Alright, that's right. Burn. I love watching shit like that. It's amazing. But that is anything but interesting. That is just creepy. That's just really creepy. Ugh. Fucking little beastie buggers.
Ah, You found yourself a hunter.
And here we go. Right into the start. Let's see. Just gonna get bearings real quick. I've played this game before, but I figured since we're doing a live stream, I'll do it with a new character. Bearings. It's pretty typical. Alright. So... have to reset on that. Alright, well... this is our standard kind of shit. So we're starting off in Rusevka's clinic. We'll be coming back to this place here at a later time, but for now we're just going to continue right on through. We'll get these little signs that appear up all around the game, these little puffs of smoke, and obviously they'll show right here, these are messengers. They'll just give you little hints and tips, and players will drop them too. They'll leave little clues or anything. Or sometimes troll messages that'll just catch you off guard. But, yeah. Oh, hey, look. Well, oh, hey, look. It's our friend. It's our puffy little friend. We're not trolling. So, wow. So we're just gonna... your furry ass, come on. Oh hey, there we go. Oh god, no. Well, there. Okay, I'll let you have one. One thing I found with that makes it better than the series is, especially when it came out, a lot of people liked the fact that it was much more fast-paced and also a lot more difficult because with the Dark Souls you have a shield, which usually if you have enough stamina, you can continue blocking and you'll barely take as much damage as what you would on an unblocked hit. And this, in Bloodborne, because you can't do that, you exist. Like some NPCs and some mobs will have shields, but this is definitely not the case in Bloodborne. You won't be able to shield like that. Pretty sure there's probably like one shield or two in a game from what I remember playing through. But in this case, you just kind of gotta go at everything really fast and ham. I'm doing a lot better than what I used to at this fight. I'm going to be trying to stick to the golden rule with 95% of anything in this fight, whether it's a regular mob like this or a boss fight, is stick to that golden rule. That's the golden rule in Bloodborne. Usually in Dark Souls, it's just because a lot of times when you're hitting them like that, they don't have much time to respond, so recover. And there we go, he's dead. Shouldn't really be able to do that, but hey, if it works, it works. Now we're gonna come out into the first real game area. Quick. Because we're done with the clinic for now. We'll come back later once we get into further gameplay. I love the atmosphere of this game. Pick up some quicksilver bullets. Most cases we would be able to go through here, but you can only go through the other side. So again, everything here we'll be able to return to. That's all part of the game. So now we're entering into the first real game area, which is we're sitting in the center. We need to get to something up top first. So I have to bam my way through this real quick. Oh wait, I can't. I have to actually like fight something here. These guys are making it worse. Originally speaking, you're supposed to die to the dog at the beginning, but because we didn't, we're kind of guessing our way through this. Whoa! Well, I'm surprised he didn't get a second hit in. Because that would have definitely been dead right there. From here, we'll be going into our central area, where we're going to be returning to a good chunk of the time. These act as our bonfires. If anyone knows how the Dark Souls series works, these three are the bonfires. Well, that's embarrassing. Didn't realize he climbed up behind me. Stupid stuff like that just makes you really appreciate a game like this. Oh my god. Yes, this game is very spooky. The atmosphere makes it really, really good. It's one thing I really like about Bloodborne and the Dark Souls series is the atmosphere and the tone that the graphics and design make. Yep, rip. But as I was saying, this is our central hub area. It's called the Hunter's Dream. We'll be returning here a lot during this playthrough. So we're going to quickly go through the Hunter's Dream just in case no one really knows how this works. So essentially, we have a shopkeep right here. This is where you can trade in blood echoes, which is the equivalent of souls, like in Dark Souls, to purchase and sell, and to purchase items where we can get stuff like blood vials and different consumables. And over time, we'll be able to get some weapons and armor. Like, for example, here we have the Yarnum Hunter Garb and stuff. We'll be able to pick all that up later and get into a bunch of other different things as we play through more. Right along here, we got the Chalice gravestones. We'll go more into that later to get the stuff for it. There's a second shopkeep right over there, but again, get onto that after. We'll get into a lot of stuff as we go along with the storyline, but I just realized I went the wrong way because we're supposed to come from the front steps. It appears we're supposed to go and talk to him first. But if you recognize him, you'll know who he is. Here's where we get our melee and ranged weapons. Let's see. Usually I like to go with the Hunter Axe, but in this case, might be better to go with. You know what? I'll go with the hunt. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with the Sword. It's got a really good range on it as a first starting weapon. And these ranged weapons, the purpose for them is to act as a parrying mechanic, because instead of blocking, you're able to parry a lot of your opponent's moves if you time them right, and it helps a lot in the playthrough. It's one of the game's purpose. That's really all there is to that. So we're going to quickly go into our inventory and equip the things we just picked up. And from there, we're going to talk to this guy, which, if you recognize him, is, well, essentially, he's an old... You're going to remember this guy later on.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home. For now, I am... Gammon. Friend to you hunters. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Now, you're probably wondering what he means by this doll, and real quickly we'll just go down here, tell you what he means by that. This doll right here is going to be very important throughout the game, especially as we beat bosses and whatnot. You can trade in your blood echoes with this doll to basically get your levels, which will increase your stats and whatnot by paying your blood echoes. Unfortunately, in order to get to this doll, you need to have something called insight, which Takes a while. You can get them by picking up certain items in the game, or killing bosses, which we're probably going to end up finding some insight along the road pretty quickly anyway. And there's a quick way to do it, especially in the first area, and we're going to do that now in a few seconds. So we're going to go back to this headstone, which allows you to travel to lamps in areas that you've been to before. So in the case, we're going to go back to Central Yarnum and continue through. I like the aesthetic even of the loading screens, because it's not just like some kind of a black background. It looks like it's an actual notebook. It's just giving you a description of everything you come across in the game. So, we're going to pick up the blood that I dropped, which is probably a smart idea. This here is a shortcut we'll be coming across later. That's the heal. Here we go. That's it. I wanted to make sure I hadn't noticed. Pick up a pebble. Now we'll be able to kill things a lot quicker with this, Hi, buddy! I don't want what you're selling. Bye! And we could take that shortcut, but depending on how you want to deal with the level and maximize the soul count, better than this. Here's one of these mobs was saying that has some kind of shields. It just makes the fight a little slower, but it's easy to do. Pretty much anything you can do in this game is easy to do, but it depends on how much just like right now, I'm kind of suffering. I'm half health, but I'm kind of suffering. Don't want to. There we go. Buddy, what was that? Now, I'm gonna do something probably not worth the time. This guy over here is not someone you should be fighting at this early of a level. Because I'm a sadistic fucker, I like doing it early. Plus, it's good souls. Just getting his combos. That spinning attack is and that headbutt always screws me up, especially because it's so quick and you don't time it just right. If he grabs onto you with that, he can pretty much kill you in an instant by grabbing you, because it's essentially okay, and we got it done. Oh, now. There we go. Oh, angry townsfolk is just an understatement of what's going on. We learn more and more throughout the game as we go this. But for the sake of being a little sneaky shit, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it to the game. One big boy. That's an understatement. They're bigger boys, way bigger boys. I'm gonna circle back around. I want to get some vengeance, bastard. Snuck up. Here, die. There we go. Plus, there's a pair of binoculars that we can get over this way, if I remember correctly. Nope, there's Molotov cocktails. Okay, I'm allowed to be wrong. No, must never be wrong. Can never be wrong in this game. So we're gonna head up in the other direction now. Now this is the actual direction we're supposed to take. I just want to take that direction to get a few blood echoes for when we hit our next hunter's lamp. Because as I said, leveling up in this game is going to be very important and, like I said, quite helpful at the time. Now when you're in Yarnum, there'll be a couple of times when you see these doors lit open. You approach them, you can talk to these people. So let's hear what this person got to say.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Well, I just wanted to sell you some Girl Guide cookies. Come on.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Fuck you too. Some context. When you're in the hunt, while you're playing through the game, especially in like places like Yarnum and other parts of the city, there's going to be townsfolk that are going to act towards you very poorly due to the fact that you're a hunter. And it's all got to do with the whole backstory of this game. Come on. Here's another door. We'll knock on this one.
Now's your come on. You'd open the door on a night of the hunt. Away with you. Now.
No one wants to even say hi to me. I feel so lonely right now. Like, I'm all alone in this dark, desolate world. This is a trap. You could run up and just go and take the item, but if you look very closely, we got someone waiting to say hi. But guess what? Come on, you games. Bloodstone shards and any of the upgraded versions of them, like Bloodstone chunks, twin Bloodstone shards, and anything higher than a Bloodstone chunk, are essentially your upgrading pieces. You fucking always catch me off guard every time I play this game. I don't know why you do. Every time I run through the first part. Whenever we use a square, whenever there's an item on a quick slot, that usually lets us use the item. So, in case of Molotov cocktails, it lets us throw Molotovs. There we go. And he's instantly dead. Excellent. Ow! Shoot me from behind with that big booty. There you go. Dead. Cold blood dude. That's essentially another way of now, I'm really thinking of doing a different way with the healing because the little orange bar, I'll take some damage, I'll show you what I mean. Right? That orange bar right on my health, I have to gain that bar active, I gain back the health and attack. But I'm not efficiently kill him with kindness. I would if I could, because I'd be the coolest motherfucker in this entire game. The problem is they don't accept kindness that much. That's the unfortunate part about this game. Kindness is not accepted. I thought there was the illusory wall somewhere. Oh well. We're gonna continue on. Go this way. There's a big boy down there. Let's go say hi to the big boy. Just gonna come this way. Oh, there's another door over here. Maybe this guy will be a little bit nicer to us.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
Wow, that was just rude. They're laughing at me like I'm some kind of reject. But technically, technically we are some kind of hunt crew. Hey, please everyone. Another shortcut, which we'll be probably come back to in a bit. But the first thing we got to deal with is on top of that bridge, and to get there, we need to go around. First, where's that big boy? Oh, hey, look, it's our big boy. The one who's beating on the door. Especially in early levels of the game. Because they can do charging attacks, and they have this really 4-hit combo with just throwing a brick in your face. I'm surprised this guy hasn't done anything. Ow! Ow, that hurt. Files, which is loot. What the fuck? Oh, I love the hit collisions in this game. I'm just gonna take my friend with me. Let's go take our friend around with us. He's gonna come killing with us. Whee! Oh, that was the one thing I was so hyped about. In the older games like the second Dark Souls, they took off the collisions for ragdoll physics, and they brought them back in Bloodborne. And they put it back in Dark Souls 3 as well, so you get to see the funny shit like this. Okay, I'll stop now. Let's see. We come back around over here, and we see this item that we were able to pick up from the gate before. Another cold blood deal. So we're gonna go right quickly into our inventory, and we're gonna use both of those echoes just to give us a because then we can use those later for either buying some armor, or we can use that for upgrading our levels. Haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but we're going to get to the first thing that I want to do here before we continue on. I love dogs, but I hate them. They're pretty fluffy. Too bad you gotta die. That sounded so sorry for the dog lovers. Reach for that. Okay, I'm not meant to put them. Damn it. Oh, caught on a corner like that. That is so sad. Oh, god damn it. Oh, good lord. Sweaty clothes, well worn and again with sweat. Yeah, that don't sound so pleasing. Poor doggo. That doggo, yeah, it is poor doggo, but the thing is, that doggo kind of needed to die. Because otherwise, you can go die. Cool. Now, here's the shortcut I was mentioning before. You can just drop down, and we can kill this thing. Makes it easier to get through the level when you've done through the first bit already. So we're gonna kind of just breeze past this part because we don't want to fight here. Because we want to just get our blood echoes and we want to head back to the area that we missed. Usually you would farm up a little bit and get more of the blood echoes that we did miss, but it's not necessary at the moment to do so. So we're just gonna play right on through. Big boys over there, we're not gonna fight them this time. Because like I said, it's just want to keep it time limited. Oh, here's the one. Whenever an enemy kills in particular, they pick up the blood echoes. You have to kill that enemy in order to retrieve them back. You die before you retrieve the blood. In that case, if you drop them and you don't pick them up before you die, you'll lose them. So you can have like a million souls for the game, and out of nowhere you could die, and if you don't pick them up after you die again, you lose everything. So it becomes a frustrating battle in that regard. But it happens. It's the price you have to pay You would be good! Holy shit, you scared the crap out of me. Ow. Well, you certainly like to sneak up on people, don't you? Oh, never mind. I didn't do this I was hoping you would do. Just because I want this to be seen. Ow. He's got this one attack, like I said, that when he starts hitting you, it'll just be like one quick successful punch. He does like 3 or 4 in a row afterwards, and it can one-shot you no matter what it does that. Alright, now that we got that part dealt with, and we got our blood that goes back, we're gonna climb up on top of the bridge and head over towards that scary-looking bell tower. But we have this to deal with first. And we can just circle around down here. Take a look at another section of the area first, but that is where we're going to be at the start. And look at that! The area we were just down in before. That's the one thing I like. It's really easy. Like, when you see certain things up in an area, you know it's a spot that you can reach in the end. Now we need to get past those big doggos. And you can fight them, because they're the same ones that we fought in the clinic. So it's not difficult to fight them, it's just that the 2 of them aggro you at the same time, it becomes a problem. Have one aggroing us. Come on. And yep, here he comes. Yep, he's gonna start that. This one's almost dead. He's gonna take care of the ones who stand up. And yep, that's exactly what I was concerned about. We're gonna head the other way. Oh, I forgot about that. There, meet the fire. Come here, buddy. Here, big doggo. Flames. Another bit. And down you go. The cool thing is in this game, just remembering after doing that, most beast-like enemies, like those werewolves or any kind of a beast-like creature and boss, are usually weak to fire. So it's very helpful when you come across this. Please! Hi. Well, they probably did just want to play, but in this, you don't want them playing with you, because it becomes an issue. Now this is kind of backtracking how we're doing it. Cuts in this game because shortcuts are very helpful when you need to get through a certain area really quickly. Come down here. Now be careful of this old dude, because if you get in front of him, or you can't attack him, you'll unleash pain. And he always drops quicksilver bullets over blood vials. Let's see what this says. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit night. The healing church is essentially like the big religious figurehead in this game, and they're surrounded they're basically controlling all the research on the blood. Like old blood and shit like that, which is what this game is very prevalent on keeping you informed of. So we're gonna open this door, and this will open up another shortcut, which will lead right up top. Kill this guy. Away! Away! You go away. I'm gonna kill you. And when we come full circle, we're back at the start when we first found that lantern, which is very helpful. So, we're not going to go to the Hunter's Dream just yet. We're going to head over back to the bridge. We're going to kill that giant. And we're going to meet our first real big friend. Can't open the door from that side, we have to do it from another direction, which is fine. probably a waste considering the fact that we can just wait till this breaches here. You have to cheese your way through this game with machine. Oh, he had a drop. Blood vials. Perfect. We just earned back what we just used, which is perfect. Now we're going to come up here. And this is probably the coolest looking thing ever when you first enter the spot. As soon as you do, will he make cake and cookies want hugs and kisses? I don't know. How about we ask him now in about 2 seconds? Hi! This is the first boss we can fight. He's an asshole. Playing this thing up right off the bat. Stick to that booty, you should be A-okay. All the moves are really easy to choreograph, but if you catches you off guard, that big reaching issue. Unfortunately, I'm not doing Gemstone now. This is bad. This is bad. Ow. Oh, that hurts. Back up here a little bit, get some distance, up. Because he's not a very fast moving enemy, so if he does that, he'll do that. Bullets. Helpful. This is where he starts getting good. Sometimes I find sometimes it takes a little bit even though he moves pretty slowly, it's just an example of all about how you want to time it. We almost got him down, and we got a few more, he's not actually the first real boss of the fight. Which is actually kind of amusing. Just like this. Which is kind of interesting because it follows the routine of No, you wouldn't be the only one who thinks his screen is really... I really like the cleared boots, mainly at the starting boss. Even though it's the starting boss, it's like it's a testing for how the game works. Because if you're not used to playing a game like this monster will be... this was a good testament to my patience, especially with these being as a very good instruction. That one move on target. And down. And that is our first boss for the game. I didn't even need to die to do it, which is pretty excellent. Now we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream, and we're going to take the souls, and we're going to first meet the doll, the one that Garriman mentioned. First in the dream. God, I love that boss fight. Just wanted some love. Unfortunately, it's not the love I can give. I have to deal with the killing blow. I have to kill the blood. So here is the doll, and she is quite a sweet talking thing. Just have a listen to her voice. I love this character's voice.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
So, like as she said, she can channel the blood echoes to basically give us levels into any of the stats that go through the game. So we're going to talk with her for another moment, see if she has any more dialogue we want to listen to pertaining to the story.
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Very well.
So now we're just gonna...
Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Now we're just gonna use some of the blood echoes we got to start upgrading ourselves. So we can use it to basically upgrade ourselves into vitality, endurance, strength, skill, blunt tinge, or arcane. Vitality basically affects how much health you have over time, like how much maximum health you have, as well as increase your physical defense from melee attacks. Endurance will increase your stamina, so the more that we can move, do attack, sprint, or roll, and it also increases defenses on a different scale for not just physical, but also for the different stats like poison, rapid poison. Strength, basically most of the stats will increase our physical defense with certain things, but all of them have their own specific purposes. Like strength increases your right hand weapon attack, so like if you have a specific weapon that benefits off of strength, that'll do more damage in the strength tree. Skill also applies in the same regard. Only difference is if the weapon is based off of skill, it'll be a lot stronger as a result of that. Blood tinge affects your ranged weapons. So if you have a pistol that has a certain amount of blood tinge you require to have it, then you have to equip it. You have to have that much blood tinge to equip it. But the higher your blood tinge, the more range damage you're going to do as well. And arcane is pretty simplistic. It's basically your magic stat. The higher your arcane stat, the higher your damage will be. And also, any weapons that have arcane damage, that'll also be increased as a result of the stat. So we're just going to increase ourselves with some vitality, going to give ourselves some more skill and strength, and we're going to just give ourselves a couple of levels in blood tinge. Actually, we'll just do strength, skill, and vitality.
Find your worth in the waking world.
We want to just get some items with the last bit of blood echoes we have, just to give ourselves a better time playing through. So we're gonna get a couple of blood vials. Let's see how many we can get as a maximum. We can get 20, which is good. Oh, here's another thing. As you play through the game as well, you'll also get more weapons available to you. So when we fought the Cleric Beast, we have the Kirk Hammer available to us, and you can see by the physical attack, there's plus 18. That is based off the stat you have, but see, it requires a strength of 16 to equip. So we can't get it right away. Like, we can do it next level up we do, but we can't do it right off the bat. let's see. There's not much here else that we can do anything with. Like, we could probably buy some more items, but we don't really need to. Probably buy a couple more Molotov cocktails. Just buy 3 more, just to have a little more fire. And now, if you see the little eye up in the corner, right underneath our blood echo count, that is our insight. Anytime that you fight a boss, or you pick up a certain item, I believe it's called Madman's Knowledge, they will essentially be your items that you could use to get insight. And you can buy different items with insight as a result. So, for example, we can buy more blood cocktails, which, as it says, are thrown to attract beasts. So, if we threw this near a werewolf, for example, those creepy things we fought on the bridge before we fought the giant and the cleric beast, they'll go chasing after it. And there's also specific, like, weapons and attire we can pick up here as we go along, but that's more boss-related stuff. And also, there are different things we can get as well as we go through the game. Come back in here, but Gehrman's gone. He will be returning at a later point, but there is a little sneaky thing I didn't find until later on in the game. Should be around here somewhere. Doesn't look like he is, which is okay. It's not a big deal. Oh, this cool little stump thing. But there's no messengers, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. So we're going to just head up. We're just going to head in this direction. We're going to just take a look around at another couple things around the Hunter's Dream we didn't see before. Most of it's pretty empty. It's pretty basic. There's just a couple of notes here. People looking at different things. The only thing of note, though, is this giant gate, which unfortunately we can't open. Again, we'll be coming back to this at a later date. But it has to do with a very interesting thing that happens in the game. There's also a couple more things here we can pick up. The Beckoning Bell and the Silencing Blank. This is essentially PvP related. We'll go and we'll take a look at that right quick, actually. The Beckoning Bell is a great old bell discovered in the underground labyrinth. Its ring resonates across worlds, and the first hunter used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. A human must use insight to ring this uncanny bell, but the benefits of cross-world cooperation are many. So essentially, in order to use this, we need to use some of that icon, like the insight, which we have 4 of right now, to basically summon players to help us out in playing through the game. And the Silencing Blank is kind of obvious as it sounds. You basically fire to end any cooperation, prevent further cooperation, but it does not disrupt the resonance of a sinister bell. And the lore tip says, hunters are linked by the resonance of bells with special encoded timbres. This inaudible burst disrupts such resonance. So this essentially acts as like a black crystal of sorts, if you played Dark Souls 3, where you activate it and it sends away any helpers that are with you during your gameplay. And these hunter's marks are essentially, you can activate it and you return to the last lamp that you landed. You were last activated, but you lose all of your blood echoes, which we are not going to be doing whatsoever, because that would be a really bad idea in terms of the gameplay. And then we have this old hunter bell, and we'll look at that as well right quick, if I can find it. Oh, here we go. One of the resonating bells that cross the gaps of worlds. This bell is cracked and stained with the blood of beasts. A human must expend insight to ring this uncanny bell. The old hunters, who have long passed from the dream but cannot forget the feeling of the hunt, rely upon messengers to relay their thoughts. Ring the bell at their side and they are certain to give a listen, for the night is long and unchanging. Well, the night of the hunt is long and unchanging. So essentially you can use this and you'll be able to go into other people's into other players' worlds, which is a really interesting thing. So it's essentially your PvP mechanic. And if we didn't notice here before, there's a little pickup right here that reads, "To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever." What this is telling us is that in order to end the hunter's dream, we have to go to the source of whatever is causing all of this madness, and we have to destroy it. So all the stuff going on in Yharnam and other areas in the game, we have to find the source of all of it to end it. So that's really all else we can do here. So we're going to go back into Yarnum again, and we're going to start from the central Yarnum lamp that we were at before, because there's another direction we can take that we can continue on with. Because the Cleric Beast is only one route, and we can go on from here to go to the main route of the story. I find that when it comes to a starting area, Yarnum is a pretty decent one to start off with, because there's a lot to explore, a lot of things where you can get used to the mechanics of the game, and it's just a really beautiful area, especially with the fact that it's all Victorian-style buildings, and it's so gorgeous. Oh! It's great. So we're now going to head down in this direction. There is another way that we can get down here, and we pass by it during, like, at one of the other directions. But the reason why I like coming this way is just because I like to fight these two. And it's good early soulman. It's good early blood early. So. Oh, and he did it. That's the attack I can't stand from these guys. They'll hit you once, and they'll wind up and do 3. This guy's dead. Definitely him, and we're going to continue onward. As you can see, if we come down here, this is another shortcut, but you can see that looking at it right off the bat, we can't activate it, and it is blocked off. So we will be returning to this point again later. But for now, we're going to head up this way, which is the intended path we're supposed to take for now. And if you recognize this, this is one of the directions we can take that lead upwards towards the bridge. Or it can lead up to one of the other areas. Actually, I can't even remember. Let's take a look up here really quick and see what we can find. Yep, this leads up to the central bridge of Yarnum. We can pick up a Cold Blood Dew, and we're going to head back the other way again. And oh yes, that door we found in that small little library clinic that led to the central bridge, this is how you open it. Now we're gonna act, for the third time, we're now gonna actually head in this direction. Bunch of dogs. You don't have to kill them, but if you don't kill them, some of them will come out of their cages and they will just gang rush you. Minimizing your chance of getting gang rushed, because the enemies in this game can take you down for a lot really quickly. Cold Blood Dew, and you notice this one actually said level 3 instead of level 2. The higher that it says for Cold Blood Dew is actually the higher value of it. So we use this one. You saw the ones I had said 700, this one has 1,000. So if we had multiples of the Cold Blood Dew level 3, we would actually get 2,000 blood echoes. Now, when we come up to this person originally, they'll ask if we have any specific places where we can send them to.
Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your arse, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? You're good for nothing. That lot of good you outsiders do. Go on. Go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
Well, that person isn't very nice, but we'll be coming back here again later, another part of the storyline that is pretty integral to a couple other things going on. Now, we can either go this way, or we can go over this way. There's a couple of things we can do on the rafters here, as you can see. Plus, there's 2 items on chains. If we go down below, we can get access to. That, and we get to see the next terrifying thing about the starting area, which is pretty, when it comes to Bloodborne, it's, pretty... So we're just gonna inch along very slowly. And we're gonna get to this... Oh, come on. Get this item. And, oh, look! And we come up to this lovely lady right here.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights, here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt. What are you...
She's gonna be important later on in the game, but she's a pretty nice person at first. Oh my, I love seeing these player messages because there'll be little dorky emails that you can find as a result. But anyhow, now that we've got that done, we're gonna head back out here into this central spot we were in, and we're gonna go. We need to get down below first, and we can do that by jumping down, or we can simply just walk down the stairs that we passed. And I like to make sure that there's no items left around if there are in an area like this, because depending on like the gameplay, we won't be coming back here. Not very often, not really. And oh look, there's our scary little friend. That's who was making the noise. But oh, in this case, we do have to jump down, because there's no other real direction to go down. So we're going to jump really quick. I believe he came up this way. Yep, there he is. Oh, these fuckers are frustrating. These are more beasts. They're Yarn Knights we faced, and they are much more aggressive as a result. They've been affected the most by the in Yharnam by the effects of the blood. That's why they look so deranged and fucking creepy. And they can do that in one go. It also doesn't help that I actually have 4 insight equipped, because the one catch of having that much insight, even though it's used for getting specific items that you get after defeating certain bosses or enemies, but when you still have them on your character, when you don't use them, they actually make the game more difficult for you, because the monsters become more aggressive and more thirsty. So we need to backtrack all the way to where we were, so that we can get back our blood echoes, and we're going to continue on from there. So just going to speed through all this really quick. So a better boost of our soul, of our echoes this time. If you haven't noticed, whenever certain items are picked up, there's a little green icon right next to it. That's essentially a marker that says that it's going into storage, which are when we go to a hunter's lamp, they will revitalize after we do something. We'll buy them right away. That way. Now we're gonna head back down here. This direction. And oh hey look, it's our friend again. Not the one that killed us, but he's definitely one of them. Blood vials again. Head over here and kill this fucker. That's our blood vials that we need. This is the part of the level that I'm kind of just not really that into about. Like, we're kind of here on from this point. It gets a little better once we get past the first like the first boss to deal with, which is coming up. It's just getting there. And I wouldn't really have an issue with that in the game. It's just this one part, mainly because the start of the game can drag on a little bit. So it gets a little boring. And now, if you haven't noticed, there are the items that were dropped right along this side here. We can go either that side or this side. One of them is a weapon, another one is a very helpful thing we're going to use later on. So we're going to head over here. Watch out for the racks that are right behind us. Look at them eyes. Like, that is disgusting looking. Some call it exterminator because these vermin need to die. Well, they already did. Oop, almost jumped off the edge there. And here's another really good starting weapon, the saw spear. Well, it's pretty good in context of like damage and whatnot, and it also has a really good. I find it has a really good start when you're don't like any of the other starting weapons. It can be pretty fun. Then it has a pretty decent thrusting ability. Now, what we need to get that item over there. Because if I'm not mistaken, that'll be one that'll help us out a little bit. So we're going to run out of here, head back to the top so we can jump to the other side. We do need to come this way, though. So we're just going to quickly run up here. Oh, hi, look! Oh, he fell. So we're going to head out this way and jump to the other side. And oh, look at that! There's an item right at the very end of the cul-de-sac, right where we have to go. We pick up the bloodstone shard. Then we head down here. And here we go. This is the item I was speaking of before, having to do with insight, the Madman's Knowledge. So we're going to quickly look at that, and we'll deal with it a little bit. Skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones. It's used to gain insight. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it also allows one to serve a grander purpose for posterity. So this is the item that we'll pick up along the way, quite a few times in fact, that'll give us insight, which will give us more points to getting better upgrades, like better equipment and weapons, which we can get from the insight vendor and the Hunter's Dream. So we're going to come around here, and he's still... Any damage taken higher than when they attack you is always helpful. We got that one guy shooting at us, so we're going to right quick jump up top here and deal with the enemies that are along the path. But we're going to try to do this. So there's two of them shooting at us. Sending out the edge. Ow! Go faster. Come on, die. There we go. Yeah, that's right. You go and cry and train. Ho ho ho! Pick up anything along the way that we need. The cold blood do, which is helpful. Run along here. Hey, what's this? Oh, there's more crow enemies. This is the first time fighting them up close. They're pretty easy to kill, but if they kick you hard, they'll jump at you like that, and they'll just... So I find sometimes people want to kill me quickly, just do it from a long range. With the saw blade. That spot over there we can come back to at another time, but for now we're just gonna have to continue on from where we are. I'm gonna have to just jump down. We'll take this ladder right quick and see where it takes us, but it should bring us right up to where we first came upon this place through to where those dogs in cages were. Oh wait, I forgot. This is actually a different spot. Which is always good. I like a game skills to do that. It's the enjoyment factor. Picked up another Madman's Knowledge. We're gonna head in this direction, and oh, look at that! This place looks familiar. This is the starting point where we saw all this stuff going on before. This is where we saw our first big boy up top. And if you notice, this guy's got a bigger weapon. He's got a giant statue. Is that a log? I can't even tell if it's sniper or a log. Our big buster here. Oh wait, we can drag him. Let's take him for a adventure. Da 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 da. Ragdoll physics. It's always so fun to take your friends along for a ride. Now let's go away. Ragdoll physics are always fun in video games. Closed by a device, eh? Well, more. And the gate just opens right up. Let me through. Now, if you recognize this place, we can easily come back here. If we go to Central Yarnum and start from that point up there, we can come right back through here just like that. Everything connects full circle. It's pretty impressive. Most areas in the game have that kind of a simplistic route shortening ability, so it's pretty good. That bridge all the way over there we will be able to come back to after. It is part of the next step we have to, the next place we have to go through. So we're gonna just retrace our steps back down this hole. We're gonna head down into the pit here with some creepy looking enemies on the ground. That acid thing, that stuff they need to get done, but they do it at the right time. I don't know. I always play this. Every time I play this. Plus, they're really easy to avoid. Alright, we're going to continue on. friendly neighborhood. I guess this is just me doing something from when I've always played Dark Souls. Always check your walls and see if they fade away into nothing, because wizard walls always will have to see. Now we got a few friends waiting for us, but what's really waiting for us is down that hallway. It's interesting. Shard, which will be good for our weapon later. Hey, what are you doing? No, you can stop that. Stop that now. More, and done. Now, if you notice something very closely, here's my least favorite enemy in any, like, at all in the game. These fuckers are frustrating. These pigs. Hi, piggy piggy. Come here. Bacon. Realistically, these guys are I just don't like it because once they get a hit on you, it's a little frustrating. Blood vial, and now we have a Saw Hunter badge. The badges also give us access to new weapons when we go back to the Hunter's Dream. Now we're gonna just make sure that we're not going and forgetting anything around here. And if we take that step forward, we are going to die. Because there is nothing at the bottom there, so that's just a troll situation. So we head out this way, and we're gonna climb up this ladder. All of this actually comes in tandem with everything coming through full circle. And it does lead into the last bit of this, first area that we need to deal with. As we come up here, this is actually not the direction we want to go, because we want to come through all the way over there. But if you come out through the other direction, you have to dodge the ball that they just throw it at us. So we're gonna head down here, because there is a ladder and a couple other things we want to pick up over this direction. Drop some blood vials. And look at that, there's an elevator here. This is where we put the central garden. This is that elevator. Which is going to be very helpful as we go through. That's where we have to fight these big guys up here again. So we don't need to do that right now. So we're just going to go back down. We're going to head down that. Leave this optional ladder just inside. Go down and take care of any items or anything that might be there. See? Here we go. We're just going to slide down right quick. Yeah, this is the ladder that segues up to that top part. This is where we came down to before. So we're just going to climb back up. And we're going to head back up, just continuing on that original path. Now, what we're going to be coming up on is essentially what, community-wise, most people have been considering as part of the most difficult part of the game. We're going to take a moment right quick, just to take a breather, because I need a drink. Because I can't talk and, like, let myself get dry. Alright. Let us continue on. God, I really hope I don't get the flu from this cough I'm getting. Okay, come on, buddy. I know you guys love me, but leave me alone. Stop attaching yourself to me like that. Now, I'm gonna fight these guys real quick because they're still good souls to get, and I don't mind killing them. They're frustrating when two of them are themselves, but hey, they're cool. As long as I can bait them, go. Slow down the count. Items, and then we're going to continue. And finally, we're going to get into what, for me, at first was one of the most difficult fights to play at the beginning of the game. And what I still find to be, when you're not used to playing this game, or any game of the sort, is still the most difficult. So we're just going to make sure we don't have anything that can cause any problems. So, actually, no, we're not going to do that. That's something we need. So, right quick, looking at everything. And we're all good. And now we're going to get into a pretty good boss fight. Like, this is the real fight that defines what this game is about in terms of gameplay style and everything. Because it becomes a nightmare. And for me, still, it's one of the most frustrating fights to deal with at the beginning of the game. So, let's go. Let's have some fun.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
You a toothy boy. This is Father Gasper. This is the first player-based NPC fight you will ever have to deal with in the game, and he's the real testament to what this fight can be about. So he has 3 phases. He'll have this phase here where he runs around with a two-handed axe, which is a hunter's axe actually that we can get at the beginning of the game when we first start, and a hunter's blunderbuss, which he will use to range. The second phase, when you get him down to by, I believe it's a two-handed version of this axe, where he will chase after you and do more combo-based spinning attacks off your feet. And the third phase is where he goes into the beast state, because he's been affected by the insanity of the dream. And as a result, he becomes much more aggressive. But if we have anything fire-related, like say like more like all of our cocktails, he would be more affected by those. Now the one cool thing about this fight, aside from the fact that it's pretty easy to deal with if you're used to how he fights. Otherwise, he becomes a game. The one thing that I think is very helpful is he can get caught on all of these environmental obstacles, like the stones and everything, and it will give you a chance to heal. So like, if he starts to attack, we can just it's pretty easy. It's very helpful. Let me see if I can parry.
What's that smell?
This is where he goes into his next phase.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
You'll sometimes follow a combo where can leave you run for money if you're not being careful. So it's best to time his super aggressive. Which is unfortunate because this stage not really paying attention. Always like the Father God Gaston fight. We get the Tomb Key, and we have access to another Hunter's Land. So we're going to return to the Hunter's Dream, and we're going to see if he gave us any unlockables, which I'm pretty sure he did. Alright, now that we're back in the Hunter's Dream, we're gonna just take a look at the vendors, see if there's anything that we can buy. And look at that, we got more weapons that we can access. And we can access the Saw Cleaver, which is the one we have already. We get the Saw Spear, and we can also get the Kirk Hammer. And now we have access to the Repeating Pistol as well. We can get some more armor, stuff like that. But the good stuff should be up top here. There is one weapon that I really like getting that takes me through most of the game, but I believe we have to fight another boss to get to it. It's dangerous to go it alone. Take this! Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But as you can see here, we can use the insight to get some good armor. So we're going to get Gascoigne's armor pieces so we can have a new outfit, plus it's good good bonuses from it too. So all of our damage reduction goes up so that we can take less damage over time. And we're gonna run back down here. We're gonna get ourselves a new weapon too. And is there a way to go? Let's see. Let's see, we have the Saw Cleaver, which sits at 90 physical attack plus 10. I have the Saw Spear sitting at 85 plus 12. So realistically, that'll give us like 97. This gives us 100. This will give us 98 plus 11. It's this one that's really good, and it's also the one we can get rid of. But we're going to go over to the doll right quick.
Welcome. What?
She says the same thing. We'll channel our echoes into it. And where we have 15 strength, we'll just increase our skill and strength. Well, actually, we'll just increase our strength, and we'll put up our blunt hinge so our pistols do a little more damage.
Farewell, good heart.
We might not have enough for the oops. Let's see if we got enough. No, we do not have enough for the Kirk Hammer, which is a really good weapon. So we're going to sell a couple things that we're not going to need. And we're also going to use our Cold Blood Dues. Echoes. Which gives us more than enough to pick up the Kirk Hammer. And we're going to switch over to said Kirk Hammer, where we have... with the other ones, I'm sure you noticed that one of them had a dual mode, like it could just, it's a trick weapon. But with this one, it does a little something a little different, and there's a few weapons that act in this way as well. For the first one, which is the standard weapon mode, we have a one-handed sword, which does a lot of really good damage. And hold on, is my voice not being heard well enough? Huh, interesting. Let me see. Apparently, someone in the chat thinks that I'm not being able to be heard very well. Unfortunate, because I have this thing turned up to max volume on my microphone. My apologies, I'm not sure really how to make that any better. But aside from the one-handed weapon we have here for the Kirk hammer, we also have, when we switch to it, a giant heavy weapon that we can use. It is a lot slower, but when used for crowd control, it does a lot of really good damage, and then we can do it for a heavy slam. But I usually stick with the one-handed weapon because it still does really good damage, and it's also a lot swifter. So now that we have that fight done, we're going to go back to where we fought Gascoigne and continue on. Because this is where we first come across the, I guess you could say it's like the first, it's like the second quote-unquote hub area that we'll come across, like, in Yharnam. And I say hub area for a specific reason. And this also ties in with some of the people that we saw at the doors, where we knocked on them and they responded to us when they did. They did not say anything nice to us at all. So, we're going to go up into the Cathedral Ward. If you remember, that was mentioned before in the story, like right just before we came up to this fight. But before I forget that, we're going to drop down here, because there is an item called a red jeweled brooch, and we're going to read what it does. So, a woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter. It's used to change it into a drop of blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With the proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. Now, the thing is, with the fortification system, there is two segments that we can, get, English, motherfucker, can you speak it? I cannot, motherfucker. We can fortify weapons at any point, but we need the proper tool to do so. And we have to go and find it. And if I'm not mistaken, we have to go and find it, it's not very far from here, actually. Unless we have it already, which I don't recall we do. And from the looks of it, we do not have it just yet. But it should be nearby, and it should be not very far from where we go. Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll! Barrel roll! Barrel roll! Press A to speed up! Hello, Phoebe Plays. Nice to have you on the stream. Alright, so we're gonna, like I said, we're just climbing up here into the Cathedral Ward. There's no real enemies going up to this area, so it's pretty lax as we go through, but we'll get some more lore. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. Pretty interesting that it says something that foreboding. And here we go, the Blood Gem Workshop tool. Now, I'll show you what that does once we get to the next lamp, which is just up the staircase. But we got another cutscene coming in, so enjoy. Creepy vibe when you walk into this place is so good. Oh, I love it when I walk into this place. It is so pretty. Anyways, this is where we're going to talk to first.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. these hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
Creepy old dude, isn't he? Let's see if he has anything else to say to us.
I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone while hunting, tell them about this here Erden Chapel, if they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
So essentially he just says the same thing that he did before with different dialogue, which is okay. Now, the reason why this is essentially a secondary hub is for the exact reason that he tells us. With the fact that we come across some of those doors previously in the game, which we're going to go back to one of them right now, because it's helpful, because there is one NPC we come across that will be here, which will give us a very good source of healing. We can tell as many people as we can to come to the Odin Chapel, where this old guy is, and they can be safe within it while we're running about. I'm going to quickly head back to, let me see, Central Yharnam, I think, should be the place where we go first to do that. Trying to remember where everyone is that's very essential to get into the Odin Chapel is kind of difficult. I apologize for any coughing I might do. I think I'm starting to get the case of the flu, which is unfortunate because I was really hoping to avoid this year. Let's see here. Well, god damn it! Oh, I hate the coughing. So let's just see how much damage this Turk Hammer does. Probably not as much as the Saw Cleaver had, but it's still consistent damage, and it's much faster as a result. It wasn't this way. I believe it was... Ah, yes, it was this way. Oh, hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. I'm not gonna fight you in the dark. No fucking way. Not worth my patience. We're just gonna quickly run down and get this old lady unlocked from her door. Remember I mentioned the gang rush thing? There's one of them. Jumped out of his cage. So if we had if we hadn't killed them and we were still in that area where he could see us, they would just gang rush us like nothing. So here we go.
What is it now? I have much better ways to put in this. You found me a nice, safe place.
And here, we can choose to withhold the information and let her go insane with being stuck in our house, or we could tell her the Odin Chapel. Because it's better to help these people out just as a good moral sense of duty to the people of Yharnam, which is absolute horseshit, we're going to tell her about the Odin Chapel anyway.
Well, what do you know? An outsider worth a lick of salt. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with.
Well, aren't you just a ray of sunshine there, you little cunt? Alright, we're gonna head back to the last lantern we were to, right quick. And we're gonna go back to the Cathedral Ward and see what she has to say from there. There is like I said, there's a particular NPC that I want to try and find for the Cathedral Ward, because for the first part of that area, we can come back to the Cathedral Ward and get this particular weapon. It's a healing item, which is taken from the blood of one of these matrons of the healing church, which essentially, when it's used, can give us really good health regeneration. And the only way to regain the item after it's been used is we have to keep going back to this woman to get the blood that's extracted from her body. It's a really good item to have for the start of the game, and when I first did it, I could not figure out, like, why is there so many people that need to come to this place. And I figured out it was helpful for that. Mic I'm using? I'm using a I think it's a biotech headset. I can't recall, to be quite honest. Well, thank you. It's been helpful. It's just a one-sided earpiece, but I find it works really well when I'm in parties with other people playing other games. So thank you, Phoebe. I really appreciate the compliment. So, let's head over to the Cathedral Ward and talk to this old woman. I might have to cheat for the next part, so if I end up going silent for a few moments, it's because I'm trying to find out where this particular woman is for the chapel. And I don't like saying that I've had to cheat by looking up a guide to find out where it is. Yes, I am actually streaming from a PS4. I would do it from a PC if I had proper games to play on the PC. That would be worth the time, I think, to do it and do the whole shtick. But unfortunately, it wasn't doable for me at the time. So I'm just sticking with this for now. And here's that old woman we were speaking to over by the doors of that location. So let's hear what she has to say from here.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten. Do you think I owe you something? Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say. This whole mess that Yarnum's in, it's all your fault. Stupidity outsiders. Our blood's ruined. Tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me. I know your type.
Well, you're just rude, aren't you? I really should kill you right now just for the sake of it, but I really don't want to. Now, the person I was referring to will always be sitting right here on this statue. And when you approach her, she'll give you, like I said, give you some of her blood, which can be used for a really powerful healing item. But right now we can't do that. And this door is also helpful, but we are not going to be able to do that. Also, cheating is for quitters. I'm not no quitter. I just need some information to figure it out at times. I'm stupid like that, and also sadistic fuck. And winners never quit, and quitters never win. Again, I'm not no quitter, but unfortunately I'm no winner. There's no winning in a game like this. It's just pain and suffering. Oh, these guys are annoying. These guys always constantly walk around, and they have these lanterns. Their canes do a lot more damage than they do. It becomes a bit of a pain. So we're gonna quickly kill these guys, and then we're gonna actually go back to the Hunter's Dream. Also like League. Well, I guess you could say that, yeah. League can be pretty bad. Pain and suffering and oh, yeah, that's actually a perfect example of a game that I would never want to stream. Record for it, maybe. Stream? No. I don't want to watch that many fucked up scenes. With Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I definitely do it, because this is a game that you have to lose at to get better. Well, you have to do it for League too, but not on the same kind of level. Now, if I remember correctly, this here is a royal fuckover, and hey, this is going to be very interesting. Because we go over here, pick this up, and as soon as we do, that happens. Now, if that was to catch me in its grip, this would inflict something called Frenzy onto me, and it would just kill you instantly. And the thing that creates that field, we will be getting to meet much later on through the rest of our playthrough, whether it's tonight or if it's on another night that I decide to stream. But we're going to go back to the Hunter's Dream because I forgot to show the one thing that I said I was going back to in the first place. Because we have an item that we need to put back into our workshop, which is going to be very helpful for the rest of the game. So now that we have the item... Oh, hello, Gehrman. You've got something new to say to us today?
The moon is close. It will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice, as every hunter before you has. A holy chalice will reveal the tomb of the gods, where hunters partake in communion. Most of the holy chalices lie deep within the tomb of the gods, and the few that found their way to the surface were lost again in the hands of men. But if the old hunter tales remain true, one of the holy chalices is worshipped in the valley hamlet Yet the town is in disarray. It was burned and abandoned for fear of the scourge. Home now only to beasts, the perfect place for a hunter, wouldn't you say?
Now, what he's referring to with these holy chalices is essentially, before we go to the the workshop that we need to access for fortifying weapons, these tombstones right along this stairway give us access to something called the holy chalices, which he described before. These are optional dungeons that we can play through, which can give us access to really good weapons over time, as well as give us more boss fights that we can do on our own. Like some bosses that we can come across in the main story, there'll be more powerful versions throughout these chalice dungeons, which can be very helpful. And also we can get various materials for upgrading weapons as well over time. This old man's a chatty one, ain't he? He is very chatty, but he's a very integral part of the storyline. And without spoiling too much, we'll find out more about it later. There's no new items at the insight vendor, so we're just going to go right over here and activate the workshop. So now that we have we got that workshop tool, we can now fortify our weapons. We can fortify weapons, give them blood gem fortifications, or repair them. First, we're going to fortify weapons using the bloodstones we have. We're going to use it on the Kirk hammer and give us another level, which gives us 125 physical attack plus 24 extra damage based off of our strength stat. So it'll be a little bit harder hitting our enemies with it. And if we so choose, we can use the blood echoes to repair any weapons we have. In this case, we could use it for the saw cleaver, but that's not the weapon we're going to be using right now. We're going to be using the Kirk hammer until we get the weapon that I usually use for most of the game, which will be coming up soon. Now, for blood gems, the way this works is they give special characteristics, like it says on the screen. So, using another game as an example, and for this one I'll use Dark Souls, of course, when you use the blood gems to fortify your weapons, which in this case we don't have any, they'll give additional bonuses. Like, for example, we could use one that'll give us additional physical attack, whether it's by blunt or thrust. It could give us more blood attack, which is essentially, it'll activate that's damage based off of blood tinge, which will be really good in the long run. And another even better one is either arcane, fire, or bolt, which are like the magical damage types that we have in this game. If you have any bloodstones or blood gems that are equipped to your weapon that give those kind of stats, the weapon will do additional damage based off of that. You might lose a little bit of damage based on your main stats, like for strength or skill. If you lose any damage based off of like that from these things and gain it in like arcane, fire, or bolt, it's a trade-off. But essentially, when you fight certain monsters, you'll deal more damage to them because of the fact you have these damage types equipped onto your weapon. And we'll definitely come across more of these bloodstones over time, because some stronger enemies will drop them, some of them won't. But it's all a matter of just like what we're fighting, really. And that's basically how the blood gem workshop works. So now we're going to go back again to the cathedral ward, and we're going to continue on. Now, if I could remember who that woman was that gives us that healing item, that'd be very helpful, but I can't remember for the life of me where to find her. So unfortunately, I'm going to cheat using my phone. So, yeah, I'm a quitter. Fine, I'm a quitter in this regard. I'm fine with that. Now I can't remember for the life of me what the name would be. Never mind. Screw it. I'm not even going to worry about it. If we do the playthrough without her, that's totally fine. Not worth worrying about. So now that we're back at the cathedral ward, we can continue on. Yeah, I've accepted my fate as a cheater only because I look up guides. That's fine. You're real funny. Really funny. Ow, that hurt. Yep, see, this is why these particular enemies are frustrating to deal with at times. Now, there is a particular enemy type that will appear here later on in the story that is extremely frustrating, and only if you come across it will it be a problem. But these enemies in particular, they look similar to those, I guess I'll call them adjudicating walkers. The guys with the giant canes. Oh, I feel a burp coming on. Excuse me. These particular enemies, when they catch you off guard... Oh, hi, that's why I died. Really? I died because of you? A fucking crow. You know what? No, I'm not gonna stand for that. Okay, you know what? Get out of my face. Come on, get out of my face. Great, no, you're not getting out of my face. Whatever. Screw it. Oh, God. Oh, boy. There. Shit. Get. There. Oh, okay. Cut it way too close there. Oh, boy. Alright. Swing, swing, swing my sword. Oh, God. Don't like you. I don't want your tasty treats. Go away. Now, as I was talking about this particular enemy before, they'll usually be patrolling around here where I'm standing, and when they attack you, they don't kill you. They'll take your body, put it into a bag, and take you to a much harder level of the game where you're not supposed to access right away, and the only way to escape is you have to reach the Hunter's Lamp at the central area of this place that you have to go to, and you have to return to the Hunter's Dream to get back here. It's really frustrating, and it's possible to fight it and get through it, but it's gonna take a lot of work. And I tried doing it before in previous playthroughs. I will never ever do it again. It's not worth the stress. Oh my god, these crows. Another Madman's Knowledge, which will give us more insight if we choose to use them. I'm stacking them up because, frankly, we don't need the insight right now until we beat another couple bosses or get some more Hunter's Badges. So we're just going to continue on up here. Just take a look and see what the deal is. Oh, look at that! You tried to sneak up on me, didn't you? Come on, come on. There we go! Finally, parry. I'm not the best with parrying, so I won't be doing a whole lot of it. But in order to get better, sometimes you need to do so. Oh, look at that! We got the first shield that we'll ever see in the game. And I'm pretty sure it's one of the only few that we'll ever see in this game. So we'll just take a look at the shield. A crude wooden shield used by the masses who have arisen to join the hunt. Hunters do not normally employ shields, ineffectual against the strength of the beasts they tend to be. Shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity. So essentially, not only by gameplay standards, but by the standards of the lore, we will never ever be using a shield as a hunter, just because it's ineffective really against fighting the beasts. There's no attack value, and there's no real good defense value for using a shield, so it's kind of ineffective to really use it, so we won't be, as a result of just those little tidbits that the whole game gives us. And already seeing by how many times I've died, I don't think it would matter if I had one or not. But that gate that's up at the very top of the stairs there, we won't be able to access that right away, so we have to go around the other direction, the one that I started on first before we went back to the Hunter's Dream. So we are going to go back in that direction and head down these stairs, where we will have to deal with these other adjudicating walkers. Swing that swing. Ow. No, I said swing, not poke. Okay, come on, attack. And parry. I think I'll be able to get the parrying done pretty quickly as a result of this. Parry. Boom! Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I love it. A couple blood vials, and we'll use one up there so I get full health. Now, we could go down this direction, or we could head up the stairs. Let's head down this way first and see where this takes us. It should lead us to, when we go through, it should lead us to an NPC that we can speak to, and it'll lead us to the front of these doors, which we can go up to later. Actually, I'm pretty sure we can go up to them right now, but we need to deal with all these enemies that are surrounding the entrance. Hi, doggo! Hi, doggo! Hi, doggo! Bye, doggo! Bye-bye! I really hate the dogs in this game. They're so frustrating. Well, that's embarrassing. Nope. Nope. We're just gonna remedy that and kill you. Pretend that never happened. Good night. Pitchfork, go. I hate pitchforks. I have an irrational fear of poking. Stop it. Oh no. Ah! That's what I thought. Just die. Okay, let's keep looking around, see what we can find. Some more cold blood dew. And, oh, Molotov cocktails. That'll be really helpful. Alright, so we'll equip our Molotov cocktails. And we'll head up those stairs into the spot that I was referring to. Let's see if there's anything on the other side of this entrance. And, ooh, there's a staircase here. Well, before we do so, let's head up here and see what's inside. And it looks like the inside of a church. They're a really pretty looking church as well. Well, hi, buddy. Good night. Have a nice nap. It's a pleasure to kill you, I guess. Another madman's knowledge, which will be helpful again later on. Now, there is a way to get through this, and we have to go back in that first direction we saw earlier. So we're going to head up the staircase that we saw before, where there's a gunner waiting for us. Okay. And doggos. More doggos. Great. No, doggos. Stop. I have to... Oof. This is why it's called elimination, because doggos have really quick response time with their attacks, and the fact that there's a gunner up top here while I'm trying to hit them and dodge is actually kind of frustrating. Now that we got the doggos dealt with, cut this guy down and... We'll open this door, and if you recognize it, this is the spot that we were up top, we're right above the spot we were before. We'll pull this lever, and this opens up the gravestone right underneath, which we can take to go downstairs somewhere else. Grab the madman's knowledge, but first, before we do, there is someone that we are going to speak to just down this path. He's right there, kneeling before a statue. And who is this man, you may ask? Well, he's going to tell us who he is when we speak to him.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you? I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligarius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned? Oh, very good. Very good indeed. Take this to celebrate our acquaintance. Beast hunting is a sacred practice. May the good blood guide your way.
Let's see if he has anything else to say.
There must be oodles for us to share. Go on. Just tell me what piques your interest.
And he's essentially, like, after he gives us those items, if we cooperate with him, he can give us some more information about the Healing Church and a place called Bergenworth, which was mentioned earlier when we were going through the Cathedral Ward. So first, let's go and talk to him about the Healing Church. Maybe there'll be some interesting info that we can learn from him about it.
As you know, the Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution, but I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit.
So basically the Healing Church, as I said before, is the figurehead based off of the blood healing that you see throughout all of Bloodborne. So the blood healing that we do, that's around their expertise. And the area that he's speaking of that we can go and talk to them, we've actually passed by already. And if you haven't noticed, that door that's just inside the Cathedral Ward that we have no access to right now is how we can get in there. But we need to get a key in order to access that area, which we'll be getting later on. So let's go and talk to him about Bergenworth, see if we can get information about that as well.
Bergenworth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Byrgenwerth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Byrgenwerth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate.
So essentially, Byrgenwerth is a forbidden ground that gave us that allowed us to, well, not allowed us, but it gave all the people within the universe of Bloodborne the ability, like it gave these scholars the ability to found the Healing Church based off this information they found in Byrgenwerth. And Byrgenwerth is actually a location we will be going to later on, and by that point we will know a whole lot more about what the Healing Church really stands for, and also what Byrgenwerth is.
I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
So essentially this guy is like our first good natured NPC we can speak to, and we can also kill him if we really chose to, but I'm not really in the mood to kill a good guy, so we're going to continue on. I also apologize for that poor explanation of what all of that really was. It's been a while since I played Bloodborne, realistically, and some of the lore is kind of scattered within my brain. So now that we have this area down here opened up, let's go take a look and see what we can find. Might be something helpful we can get out of it. And from the looks of it, it's pretty quiet. Tempering blood gemstone. This is one of the bloodstones that we can use to upgrade our weapon. A blood gemstone that fortifies weapons and adds various properties. Blood gems are especially rare bloodstones that grow on cold blood. Blood gems are kneaded into weapons using workshop tools, but only when of matching shape. Most radial blood gems have effects that bear upon physical attacks. So any of these gemstones that are shaped like a star will basically give us like attack bonuses. So anything that our sword can use to, when we swing it, will give us basic physical upgrades. So for this one, being the first one we found, we'll have an increase of 0.7%, which is not very high, but any amount of damage we can get throughout the game is pretty good. So let's head down this way. Something about this place seems a little bit creepy to me. Oh, hello! How are you? Oh, you're dying pretty quickly. Okay, I'll just swing at you. And finish off with just a shot. Done, boy. Okay. Now that we got the bloodstone shards from... Wait, was there something more? No, just a light. Okay. The atmosphere for this game is always extremely beautiful. Alright. Climb down the ladder. We'll head up here. What have you got for us, my friend? I got some antidote for us. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, this place looks creepy. Oh! Oh, I remember this place now. This is actually the entrance to the next area we have to go to, which we don't really need right now. So we're just going to take a quick look, see if there's anything we can do. Let's see, blood cocktails. Let's see, are there any other items? No, there isn't over here. Nothing over there. So we're going to head back up top side, and we're going to head back into the next section of that of the area where we were before. Because there's still a whole other path we have to take. But now that we got this path active, when we are ready to come back to it, we can. So essentially we got a little shortcut to work with. Just by... which is always helpful. Let me see. Oh, it's just a candelabra. I thought it was like some kind of a secret or something. This game can sometimes mess with you without even trying. Let's see. Here we go. This is the staircase that leads us back up out of the out of the crypt that we were in. Alright, now that we're out of the cathedral, or we're out of this particular section of the area, we're gonna head all the way back up these stairs, and we're gonna head in the other direction. Now, again, from this spot, we have two other branching paths. So we come up these staircases, and we get the first look at one of the biggest, like, non-boss boys ever. Hi! You're huge. You're fucking huge. Oh my god. Uh-oh. No, you don't see me. You don't see me. No, go away. Fire out. Now, these giants are essentially giants in church. These guys work in the church to save. Oh boy. Fighting these things are fun. They're not difficult to kill, but if they hit you, they swing for a lot of damage. So it's just getting the hits in. Especially when they're really slow, but if they get a hit on you with a really swinging attack, that's where it becomes a problem with fighting. Ow! Oh, come on now. That? I just wanted to sell some girl guys. My sword. My hammer. There we go. Finish him off. He gives us 3 blood vials, and we can continue on. Now, we can go this way, or we can go up in this other direction. So we're going to quickly head up here. So, see what we got. Oh! The door is locked. Okay. Now see that emblem? We're gonna need that emblem later, because that's actually a badge we come across. So we're going to quickly head down this pathway. Hey, there's an item here. What is it? Oh, it's another 2 bloodstone shards. Excellent. We can use that to upgrade some more over time. Alright. Now we get another big boy. We'll shoot at him to get him distracted. Oh no, there's a second one. Now, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yep, their hitboxes stop. Or their proximity, like their proximity. Priest. Oh god. Ah ha ha. Alright, come on. No, I know you want to fight me. Come on. Oh, my timing's so much better. Hey! You're down for the count. Oh, ja. Now, there's another type of giant that we saw up top that's going to be down here. Because the difference between him is that he doesn't have an axe. He has a ball and chain over the right where we are. Above. Oh no. Throw like this. Yep, now he's dead. Perfect. That'll make continuing through this next section a little bit easier. Okay, now, come on. I mean, like, I know I'm not very pretty, but is that really necessary to just wail at me like a monster? Arrgh. Alright. Now look at this view. Gosh, this view is so beautiful. You can see the ocean on the horizon just over in the distance, too. Oh, I love this game's aesthetic. It's so gorgeous. I didn't want to get caught in that hole. Oh, come on now. Let me out. Thank you. Here's the binoculars. This is what I was looking for earlier. One of the items I thought we were picking up here, or picking up at an earlier part of the game. I was wrong entirely. I am very sorry for that misconception. Alright. Oh, I could have just went the other way. Wow, I'm stupid. Alright, let me see. There's nothing else over this way. No one to talk to over this doorway, so we have to head in the other direction. And there's the giant with the Bro, you really need to die. No one likes you, dirty birdie. Now, he was looking at us and we didn't have to attack him. In order for us to continue, we kind of need so we're going to deal with this really quick. On. My health! God, I love the Kurt Hammer strong attack. It makes for easily chunking enemies down. Ooh. That was close. Very, very close. Oh, come on. That was a bad shot. There we go. Takes care of that. And we get some more blood vials back. Excellent. Now we continue on down the staircase, and we should be heading into another section of the area that we need to continue on with. Oh, what's this? It's a chest. What's in here, I wonder? Another tempering blood gemstone. Perfect. Oh, the door's closed. Unfortunate. Alright. It means we have to find another way around. Now, remember that gateway that was up top there, we should be able to find something we can access that gate. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a badge somewhere in the area where we can walk. We should be able to pick up and go in through. Unfortunately, I don't remember where that is. So we're going to be doing a little bit of looking around just to get through this next part. There's this here. That gate. Did it do anything up here? No, it did not. Now, let me see. Do I have anything that resembles that? Nope. It does not. There's only a special emblem can open this gate. Alright, so think. Where would this emblem be? It can't be too far away, because it should be within an area that we've accessed already to get at it. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be down in this other direction. Might be. I can't recall, though, to be certain, so we're going to have to take a chance at doing this. So we're going to head over into the mausoleum where we were before, see if that gives us any kind of an indication of where to go. It should, but I do not recall if it does or not. Oh boy. Oh wow, been at this 2 hours. Time really flies when you're enjoying something like this. Oh, hi, you're awake again. Oh god. Okay, come on, stamina regen. And hey, about to swing! Swing, about to swing. Go. Go again. Bloodstone shard. Let's see what's down this way. Again. Oh boy. Ooh, it's gonna hurt. Oh, maybe not so much as I thought. Now we head over here. This town is long abandoned. Hunters not wanted here. So this is a place that really doesn't want us to be around. But this is the next area that we are supposed to access. And if I'm not mistaken, it gives us the access to the gate that we need to open.
Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once. Old Yarnum, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those about. Turn back, for the hunter will face the hunt.
Now, who is saying that, I wonder? If you can see from where we are, right up there. You see that figure standing up at the top of that building? That is another hunter. who's basically sworn himself into this area of Yarnum to keep the beasts at bay. But he is not a friend to us, so he will attack us as soon as we get close enough to him. So we need to get to him and stop him from killing us, really, and basically make this area more accessible. So we're gonna just quickly breeze through this next part and just see how quickly we can happen. Oh, hi! You guys, I forgot about you. These particular beasts are frustrating to deal with because they are incredibly quick, and if done right, they can fuck your day. So as quickly as we can, we're gonna pick up any of the small places because the actual if you haven't noticed, these hooded particular enemies will deal a status ailment to you, which is the poison. So if we were to take all that damage he threw at us before we died, we would be dealt poison damage. So from here, he's going to start shooting at us with his giant gun he's got right around him.
You are a skilled hunter, adept, merciless.
We're going to make this very quick because at some point he'll start to shoot at us. Yep, there we go. Oh god. This is the poison I was afraid of. Oh boy. Good thing that while damage is happening, you're invulnerable, so if they attack you, you won't die very quickly to that. This is good. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna heal up quickly because I do not want to die from poison. The poison is only active as long as that bar is involved with that triangle with a skull. As long as that bar is up there, that's how long it'll be poisoned for. But it doesn't stay forever, so in the end, I'm so glad it's not permanent. Oh, that poor unfortunate bastard died of poison. Quickly, this item. Oh, and you can just blast in front of this. So we're going to heal up real quick. Doing all these throws. Oh boy. That was extremely close. One wrong move and I would have been dead. Oh hi! You're not who I wanted to deal with. Oh boy. Alright, come on. There we go. Now you take damage. Alright, come on. I'm waiting for you to make a move. Come on, buddy. Come on, come on, come on. I dare you. Oh, no. Alright, I'm just gonna take my Ow! Okay. That's not what I meant by free hit. It's not enough poison damage to full-on kill me anyway, and plus, it isn't active on me right now, so I'm all good. Okay, nothing over here. The only thing we can do is continue on through this next section. This next part we just gotta run through, really. Like, there are enemies we can fight, but right now they're not the easiest to deal with. And there is another hunter up here. But right now, I want to get to the top of this area and deal with the gentleman that is on the top side. Oh, hi. Gang rushed. Gang rushed. Now, throw the Molotov cocktail. Boom, damage. Boom, damage. Boom. Alright. missed all of that. That's sad. Come on, move forward. I dare you. Come on. Come on now. Alright. Boom. Dealt with. Excellent. Now the area we need to get to is actually in this building right above us, but given the fact that I probably just lost my freaking way, need to remember how to get up top. Yeah, this is the part where I'm probably going to start bumbling like an idiot, so I apologize. Ooh, I remember this spot. This is a very dangerous spot to be in at the moment. Well, down below is, so we'll just take a detour. Oh, there's no ladder up here. Aha! Here it is. This is what I was looking for. So we'll climb up here. And we have to stop him because he is just top here. And he is a skilled fighter. One wrong move and I could end up very close to dead. But given my luck so far with fighting all these NPCs and bosses, I've been dying more to the mobs than anything, so maybe there'll be a good chance I can actually live against him. We shall have to see. And here he is. Hey, buddy. Ow. Got one of my favorite snake drive. Snake drive got a really powerful charge attack.
I should think you still have dreams.
Of course.
Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
This guy is actually incredibly difficult to fight by yourself, obviously. What makes it not so difficult is, well, if you have, like, a player there to help you kill it, but the funny, the funny little detail that actually can make his fight a lot quicker to deal with is actually if you fight him and push him off the side, which is possible to do. It's incredibly stupid, but it's such a silly way to kill him. And you do get his hunter badge. I don't recall if he has the hunter badge that other people that one particular weapon I use. I don't think it is. But that particular hunter is not far away. Shooting out his cannon. One called that. Ow! Oh, that was close. Running. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a lot of running. If I can just kill him, I can come back to this area and deal with any of the missing. Pick them up. There's also, like I said, another hunter down here. He's actually over there. He's patrolling around. You can come fight him after him. I believe he has a badge as well. This is probably something I'm going to be retrying to do a couple times because fighting this guy and getting his badge is going to be helpful.
I should think you still have dreams. Damn. Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
This is going to be a tough fight. Doing this multiple times over and over again is going to be the real challenge of this area, because he does have, I believe he does have the hunter badge. We need to access that gate. So, oh boy. This is going to take a couple tries, so I apologize if this part gets boring. I'm also a stubborn prick when it comes to this game, so I need to have my vengeance on him. And getting the vengeance isn't hard, I just want to kill him. That's the problem. When he starts shooting off his pistol, I need to get up in his face. I think that's the issue I had this time. Ow. Alright, running past everything, of course. I'm just getting my exercise. Don't mind me, everyone. I just want to get my own exercise. Truck. Ow! How that still hit me when I didn't even come close to touching him, I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, my commentary is slowly degrading into nonsense. Ow! How dare you? Just He's at me anyway. Oh yeah. These guys can run on this thing too. Oh shit. That was not planned out. Dropping down like that was not my plan. Well, he's down. Alright. Here's something that might be helpful, using the fire paper that we got before. Alright. We're gonna do this as quickly as possible and get as quickly in his face as we can. The faster we do that, the quicker this fight might go. Oh, God.
Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
Okay. Well, clearly this is going to be a lot more difficult than needed to be. And the problem is he is kind of essential to getting through the next section, so we have to keep fighting him until we get what we need to get from him. So, attempt number 4. Good golly, I can't believe we're doing this in 4 attempts. I feel embarrassed at this point, because I've played this game enough to know that this part is frustrating and it should be easy to do, but I'm clearly messing it up at every turn. Okay, running through this part, he's there waiting to fire at us. Running. Just don't mind me, I'm just getting my cardio. I like my cardio. God, Is that a hit? Is that a hit? Oh dear. Up the ladder we go. Of course he's gonna follow us. You're stuck now. Ha! Good to know. Let me see here. Is there anything here that can tip the fight in my favor? Probably not. Because there's nothing that can really stop the fight from making it that easy. But oh well. The only thing we can do is keep trying. The fire paper will be helpful against other fights later, but right now this guy is not dying with fire, so we need to kill him with something. come on, that pistol can't do that much damage. But it does. Of course it does.
I should think you still have dreams. Well,
of course.
The next time you dream, give some thought.
Boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is becoming a bother. Do I want help? It would be appreciated, but at the same time, I think it's just me being stupid, making really bad mistakes, which I'm all for acknowledging. My weapon isn't exactly upgraded to the highest point. Maybe I should do that, actually, before I continue on. I got a couple things I can sell that would actually give me the souls I need to increase this weapon's damage. I just don't have access to the one weapon I know would help out in the situation. Because if I'm not mistaken, I get it after this point. But just in case, it doesn't hurt to check to be certain. And yeah, the weapon isn't there, so I have to, Hunter Chief Emblem. This is the emblem that I was looking for before. That's the one with the specific symbol that we need to continue onwards. And we need 10,000 souls for it, which we have easy access to, but we need to get them and run away from it as quickly as possible. But for now, we are going to... Actually, we are going to just make sure that we have enough souls to upgrade the Kirk Hammer for now, just to make sure that we're all good to go. Actually, do I have any other weapon I can... Well, I could... Actually, no, that wouldn't help. Let's see. Alright, we're just gonna go back up top to the workshop and just increase the damage on our weapon. See if that helps out a little bit. There we go. It's +3, and then we'll put on Blood Gem Fortification. Which, as you can see here, since we never had any Bloodstones to take a look at how this would work, now that we do, the way that these ones work is we can temper, like using either one of these tempering gemstones, depending on what one we use. This one can give us plus 1.1% physical attack up, and will also give us HP to continue to recover to +1 by 1. So we will use that one for now, which will give us more damage, so that maybe we can actually kill that fucking hunter a lot quicker. So, and not only that, but if I'm from what Gehrman had told us before, the first chalice that we can get is actually in this area.
Welcome.
Let's see, can we upgrade a little more by the doll? We can do 1 level. So we are going to actually go for a vitality level. Get some more health. And now we'll go back to Old Yarnum and see if the changes in our weapon damage as well as the changes in our stats will actually help out a little bit. No guarantee of it, but it should help. By a very small margin. Also, by the way, Clark BR, it's very nice to have you into the stream. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy my terrible gameplay. Also, I hope that everyone here who is watching is actually enjoying my terrible gameplay. Oh my. Now, before we continue, I bet that probably people have been noticing this other section that we could walk over towards, and that I haven't been doing anything about it. That's because at the moment I just want to focus on killing that hunter up top, because this section down here will be very helpful. It will be helpful later on, because it is a shortcut we can access later. But first, let's get some redemption on this bastard sitting on top of the tower. Get past all these beasts and just get out what we're doing. Also, if you notice over by where the fire paper is located on our HUD, you'll notice that there is an icon that has some kind of an ethereal light with an arrow right along with upwards. That will be the, that is essentially the indicator that our HP goes up increasing by 1 as a result of the blood take of the gemstone our character equipped to our weapon. So essentially, as long as I have the Kirk Hammer active, we will ow, 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 get it, bad, bad. stairs really quickly. Up. And head up the stairs. Head up. Up. Up we go. Up we go. Oh, excuse me. I'll probably make this my final attempt. If this doesn't work, I'm probably gonna finish it up for the night. But we should be able to do it now that we have a couple of levels on the Kirk hammer, since we were playing through without having a lot of damage as a result anyway. But this guy does have a lot of, like, physical defenses. Okay. Whenever you use the fucking blast, it becomes a problem. You do so much damage in the first couple of hits. Ow, of course. If I can just kill. Oh, that's the charge attack that weapon does.
You still have dreams. Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
I know I can kill you. I know there's a way to do it really efficiently. But I have to actually get there. I might end up just doing a BS way of doing it, like grab the souls, run down the stairs, and just ham it, because if I'm not mistaken, he will chase you. And if that's at all possible, that would be very quickly, hopefully be very helpful. Now, try number 7? Or is it 6? I'm not even sure at this point. And I'm slipping up a little bit, taking hits on things I know I really shouldn't be taking hits on. Getting a little bit careless. And now I have no vials. This next run, like my bitch run, I have to completely bitch ass this one. Run up this ladder. We'll wait for this mob to get to the top of the ladder. Bye. Alright, let's try this again. Because I know that this is getting really frustrating. Oh boy. Oh, can I do it? Yes! Ha ha! It worked. And down there is the item we need to pick up off him. Oh, that's very helpful. I knew if I could just BS my way through it, it would work. Now we need to go down here. Because we need to go get that item off him. Spot. Uh-oh. That fell in an awkward spot, didn't it? Oh, look at that! Oh. Oh, I got killed. I got moved to a kill box. Oh dear. Okay, grab this. Dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll. And hoof it the fuck out. Hoof it. Oh god. Oh god. Ah, health is not my best friend right now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I'm so screwed. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, let me see. Oh! What's saving me right now by a slight margin is the fact I have to... Oh. Ouch. Well, at least it's close to the spawn, and at least that NPC is dead. Because now that he's dead, I don't have to worry about having to go back and kill him again. So I can go back, grab my souls, do what I need to with all of it, and continue on. So it's really... Oh boy. At least that difficult part's over. Maybe we can continue on with the actual story for a little bit. So running past all of this right quick. Oh, well, we have a ghoul that has our blood out, so we're gonna quickly take care of this. Oh, come on. Don't need that stuff. I'm okay with... I like collecting any echoes I drop in the game after it's just good management of my resources and mine. So, appreciate it, but right now I'm doing alright. I just need to get the echoes that I dropped. It's just finding the particular creek that had them. Oh, lovely. You're the one who has them. Oh, wait. There we go. Problem solved. Or, not blood echoes, I need blood vials. Let's see. You're still around. Okay. Taking damage. Always good. So that proves that the creeps I have. Perfected. And look at that, blood vial. Perfect. Now I can get myself more health. And a bit more health. Perfect. Now, from here, technically I have to get the item back, so I have to get that item that he dropped. And now that it's not there, it should be up on the spot where he last stood. So we can just run past everything, again, get to the top of the tower, and just grab the item. Any badges that you can grab within the game by fighting the NPCs is always helpful, because those badges are what give you the access to those new weapons that they can sell at the regular Blood Echo shop. So any badges I come across, I will be doing my hardest to get them. Because all the weapons, depending on your playstyle, give you varied playstyles to use for attack methods. I butchered that sentence, but I'm hoping that people understand where I'm coming from with how I said that. But this one will give us the stake driver, which, when equipped as the weapon, will give you a simple one-handed attack that you use. Using his pile driver, powder cake hunter badge. That's the one that he gets. And this is the Gatling gun that he fired at us before. And this gives us another great view of everything around us. We can fight that hunter down below us right there, which shouldn't be so difficult now. If we can clear out small mobs that are hanging around, we should be able to deal with it pretty quickly. Oh, another one. Come say hi. Too bad I really don't like you. You're not pretty, and I wouldn't take you out to dinner. Ladder slide. Whee! Plunk. Alright, let's go fight this other hunter that's up here. This guy is just using the salt. That's one of the items we picked up before, earlier in Central Garden, but we haven't used ourselves. Because in terms of the playstyle we're going for, it's lackluster. God damn it. Okay, now this hunter is going to start killing us like excessively. No, not really excessively. Just enough to cause problems. But I think this is probably a good point to stop for now, for what we have left going for us. So, this has been my first stream of Bloodborne. Going to be continuing on later at another day. If you guys want to stick or want to stay tuned, feel free to just keep an eye on my YouTube channel because it's connected to that. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. But yeah, this has been Crystal Gemstone bringing you my Bloodborne playthrough. Have a good night, guys. Bye!